Ultimate Lithium, the #1 longest-lasting AA battery.
Do you like it hard or soft? We at Pretzels.com freshly bake hard and soft pretzels. Join over 212,000 happy customers already obsessed with our 45 chef-crafted varieties and treat yourself or a loved one today. Only at Pretzels.com.
What's this?
Aflac Duck signed me to an NIL deal.
An NIL deal?
It's name, injury, and likeness.
Aflac.
With a name like Prime, an injury like mine, and a likeness so fine, that's a triple threat.
Couldn't we just tell people Aflac pays cash for expenses not covered by health insurance?
If we want people to understand how Aflac helps close that gap, we got to get you to think bigger, coach.
You got to be kidding.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Aflac
Is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
Miss Terry's not going to like this.
Trouble.
Man, that sandwich looks lonely, and that's sad. So let Jimmy John's fix that by adding free chips and a free drink. Turn an 8-inch sandwich or wrap into a combo for free after 2 p.m. Only at Jimmy John's.
As the sun takes its place in the eastern sky, it is Saturday morning in Death Valley. And we're coming in.
Live Tiger back on the sideline. What does that Tiger sound like whenever it lands, coach? Nailed it.
This is the best place for a game in America. They know it. It's because of the people. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, ready for every challenge. Road game may bring. Goodyear is more driven. There are few road tests more challenging than the one presented here in Baton Rouge. Oh, we got a Tiger. We got Mike crowd surfing.
Mike has brought the energy all morning, I must say.
Sitting right up there with the duck. I know that might be blasphemous to our friendly court zone.
And it's going to be 1,000 degrees in that suit.
Oh,
1,000.
you know what? It's going to be hot. This Big 12 race is a jumbled mess. Texas Tech helped that by beating Iowa State last week. Now Colorado in the middle. It's one conference loss.
Yeah, you got the Buffs quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, man. He's having a fantastic season. He's precise with his reads, very accurate. Of course, Travis Hunter, outstanding two-way player on offense and defense. Heisman favorite right now. You got Tech's quarterback, though. Guys aren't talking about Baron Morton, one of the best passers in the league, and then Todd Brooks, second in conference in rushing yards.
That dude made some big plays down the stretch to beat Iowa State last week. The Holy War in Salt Lake for the first time since 2018. Kyle Whittingham trying to spoil things for his alma mater. You know what? BYU won the championship in '84. Old Robbie Bosco had to come through against a very average Utah team. That's where Jake Retzlaff finds himself tonight, trying to make sure that the Cougs don't go in there and get upset. Do you know that BYU has not won in front of the mighty Utah student section since 2006.
Oh, good.
Hey, be careful. I know their offense is terrific. It's like at the bottom of the Big 12 all over the place, but this could be a challenge for them. But BYU comes in rolling. That big win over SMU, the resume is strong for them.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you, this Jake Retzlaff guy, he's a player. He's really a good player. But other than that, their defense plays well. BYU's defense has taken the ball away like 18 times this year, and they're great scoring in the red zone on offense. So they do the little things you have to do to win games, and they've found ways to win games. They've come from behind twice and won games in the last 2 minutes.
And if you talk about this Utah team, the other half of this Holy War, obviously coming with Cam Rising, a lot of high expectations. He gets hurt. Now freshman Isaac Wilson is their quarterback, 8 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Micah Bernard, their running back, is their best player. And they were supposed to be the ones that were going to go on and win this year. Instead, BYU had low expectations. They're the ones going. If you're Utah in front of that mighty
Utah student section,
you win and beat BYU here and ruin their dreams, that could be a successful year, I think, for the Utah folks up there who have obviously not had as much fun as they thought they were going to.
Totally agree, man. I mean, you sit there and they've lost 4 in a row. They're going to rely on Mekhi Bernard tonight. They've had trouble protecting the quarterback, so we'll see. 96th meeting. They haven't played every year. They're back together as conference rivals for the first time in a while. We're going Aflac here?
Yeah, we're going Aflac. Trivia question dealing with the Holy War.
Okay.
Marissa's trying to get you guys, which, by the way. Who has the most passing yards in a game in a BYU-Utah series history?
Alex Smith.
That's a good guess.
No.
Zach Wilson.
No.
Steve Sarkisian.
Oh,
No.
man.
Jim McMahon.
Jim
Robbie
McMahon.
Bosco.
No.
Gilbert Nielsen.
No.
Not Jim McMahon?
No.
Steve.
Oh, man, that's my team.
1977.
Oh.
Mark Young.
77?
Mark Wilson. Mark Wilson. Mark
There
Wilson.
you go.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
Good.
That thing's
It's crazy,
really good.
bro. It's ridiculous, right? We just caught it like that. Boom.
Yeah, that thing's really
Right.
good.
You know what?
Impressive.
No, I'm not telling that. I'm not telling this story about Mark Wilson. We're against that. Make another pick here.
Yeah, we got a Coach Corso special. Missouri's ranked. Oklahoma's on the road, giving points. Oklahoma is favored. Somebody knows something, Coach. Give me Oklahoma.
Okay.
Really? Wow.
Okay.
I like you 20 and 10 on the year, right? Swinging a hot bat just like the LSU
Yes, sir.
baseball
Yes,
team.
sir.
Sure, the Missouri head coach could use some extra motivation.
Yeah. No doubt.
Still got that fake dog. Who cares?
But it's like, we've talked about this Big 12 race right now. BYU is still undefeated. Iowa State has slipped. Colorado doesn't have to play either of them right now. Kansas State suffered a really tough loss to Houston last week. Texas Tech sneaking around the chicken coop, too. A lot of teams in the mix here for this Big 12 race right now, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Colorado, the Texas Tech game, if you really look at their schedule, could be one of the most challenging that they have remaining. Taj Brooks can run the football. Texas Tech coming off a big win. They're confident. Their head coach, Joy McGuire, doing a really good job. I just wondered, Des, after last week's game with Colorado building momentum, I'm worried about Texas Tech defending Shador and those receivers, especially yards after the catch.
Yeah,
Boy. Last season, don't forget, they had problems. Colorado did blocking up front, especially keeping Shador upright and clean. But they seem to have figured out a combination with their offensive line. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Now, beginning of season, week 2, they played Nebraska on the road. They have 5 up, but they're only going to bring 4. And watch the nose tackle. He's going to split the double team. And the right guard is just watching Shador take this sack. The following week, Colorado State game, I talked to Pat Sherman, the OC. They mixed up the combination up front. They're going to tackle in twist to the right. Watch these guys pick that up. And now Shador can show you why he's QB1. Far hash, opposite sideline, throws it on the rope. Excellent ball placement. I go from QB1 to Heisman 1. Travis Hunter at the bottom of the string. He's going to run a slant route. But the defensive back, he's going to try to wall him up. He gives him a jab step. He didn't go. Give him another jab step. Got him. Touchdown. Let me rewind this so you can see it full speed regular time. Boom, 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 boom. I'm talking about, you understand as a receiver how much patience and quickness it takes to do that. Not once, but twice. It didn't leave the guy. Coach, when he's coach, do not let him inside. And he went to the inside. That was incredible, man.
And it's a guy that's practicing corner half the time, and he still has that kind of technique.
I was so impressed with that play, man.
Yeah, that's great technique. That's not just being a great athlete, right?
Man, patience.
But, Colorado's offense is not one-dimensional anymore. They're running the ball a little better, and they've got 3 really good receivers, 2 other than Travis Hunter, and the quarterback's fantastic. So I think Texas Tech going to have a tough time stopping them.
Fun stat here about this Colorado team. 19 of 25 of the sacks have happened in 3 games. Obviously, 2 times they have lost. It's massive numbers. If they can protect Shador, they can win. Texas Tech hasn't been able to get to the
Keep QB1 upright. Texas Tech defense has been terrible, giving up all kinds of points. They use Travis Hunter in a lot of ways, right? You got to use your playmakers in different ways. Pete Thamel, to just use him as an injury guy, that's underutilizing your talent. This guy's got more connections than anybody. So, Pete, what are your coaching, scouting connections saying about Colorado right now?
Well, Reese, I think the best way that coaches and scouts summed up Colorado to me was they have now both the sizzle and the steak, right? Colorado ended last year on a 6-game losing streak. They're now 6-2. And part of that is because they've upgraded the holistic roster. These aren't just 3-4-star guys that have transferred there. This is more the Indiana methodology of roster building. They took veteran experienced guys and upgraded both those lines. You heard Nick and Des both mention they really needed to fortify the offensive line. Well, Shador Sanders is getting hit 4 less times a game last year. He was the most hit quarterback in college football last season. And on defense, they have a big 300-pound plugger named Chidozie Nwankwo. He really epitomizes how they've added grit and girth to those lines. So for Colorado, the last thing that coaches really stressed to me, Reese, was they play with a swagger, and that comes from Coach Prime. So you combine that with better talent, better experience, and you've seen this holistic turnaround in the Buffalo's roster.
They're going to have to probably swagger between flying tortillas this weekend. That's what they do in Lubbock. They'll sling them out there and celebrate. A few moments away from Miami and Georgia Tech. DoorDash counting us down to kickoff as Cam Ward not with the Canes last year when they blew the game against the Jackets. Xavier Restrepo, think of most yards, most catches in the history of Miami football.
Reggie Wayne, Andre Johnson,
Michael Irvin.
Michael Playmaker.
That kid is a baller. It's his favorite target, too. And Haynes King in uniform. Hey, Georgia Tech scoring less than 10 points a game in the 2 games he's missed.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's the key. And remember, we keep talking about, is Miami going to continue to play in games where they have to outscore people? If Haynes King plays, that could be a story today.
Absolutely. All right, we'll keep an eye on that. That game's coming up at the top of the hour. The Tide rolls into Death Valley. Can they continue their dominance here in Louisiana? Been a road series. Is LSU ready to turn that around? And this guy gets people out, home, road, everywhere else. Paul Skeens and Livy Dunn will be our couple guest pickers. This is from Supper Club. I can't wait to get into this.
Yeah, Reese, this is wild. We got a meat board, Pat.
I know what this stuff is.
Lamb chops. Wait, Des, look behind you. Look behind you. Something about this. Torch it together.
Oh, man, do your thing. Do your thing. Come on, man.
That's hot. That's hot. You're going to add toppings. Come on. Wow. Wow. We have...
Watch that fire.
I know.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, my goodness. Oh,
that's gorgeous. Am I higher?
This is the best thing on the menu.
That's butter cake.
Butter cake.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Get it. That is a rib and a half.
Yeah, it's the hell. Have the dinosaur.
Wow.
The butter cake?
Yes. Get it.
Look at that. That looks gorgeous.
Holy cow, man.
I need to see reactions.
See, you got to get the butter cake.
It isn't the holidays without a little magic. Inside, outside, and everywhere in between. Get everything to make your season jolly, delivered at the speed you need. The holidays have arrived at the Home Depot.
Man, that sandwich looks lonely, and that's sad. So let Jimmy John's fix that by adding free chips and a free drink. Turn an 8-inch sandwich or wrap into a combo for free after 2 p.m. Only at Jimmy John's.
I have arrived. We're cooler than cool. We're flyer than fly. And the magic? You know we brought it. Yeah, we came to play.
Today, let's paint with Behr, America's most trusted paint brand.
Wait, we don't have Behr.
Well, with Behr, you can paint a whole room for under $100. How much did you spend?
More?
I thought you said you researched this.
Don't overpay for your next project. Get Behr quality at an everyday low price. Only at the Home Depot.
Oh, Buffalo Wild Wings, 2 entrees, 2 sides, and 2 drinks for $19.99? Deal that good makes me glad I brought a date.
Wow, B-Dubs Pick 6 for $19.99? You sure know your way to a girl's heart.
Dr. Patel will be administering the anesthesia now, so count back from 5 and we'll see you on the other side.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, let's do this. Gina?
No, jeez, come on. What is this guy, Wolverine? Sometimes we need to do better.
But she says you can't start until her cross is here.
But we're doing the best we can.
Oh, it's going down?
St. Dennis Medical, Tuesday on NBC and Peacock.
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach! Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment.
We topped off the new Sonic Smasher you love with our creamy queso. With hand-smashed patties made to order, it's a cheesy love letter to your taste buds. And they're about to get real emotional. The new Double Sonic Queso Smasher, part of our Smasher lineup.
Nespresso.
Hey. No flex, zone. Hey. Hey. No flex, zone. They know better. They know better.
Get the boneless meal deal only at Wingstop.
Deer's sharp curves. Toyota has more all-wheel drive sedans than any other brand. Because, man, we got traction. Yours, Toyota sedans. Toyota, let's go places.
Shop ConnectorExperts.com for OEM automotive connectors and wire harness repair materials.
We're going to make it good.
Yeah.
I'm always just thrilled for to come back from commercial break to start the show. This is one instance where I wish the commercial break had been longer so we could continue.
That was great food.
Supper Club, my goodness.
Supper Club.
Man,
Oh, I don't want to oversell too bad, but that was the greatest food I've ever had in my life.
Brandon Landry founded walk-ons. You can see them all over the country now. And did this project, high-level dining. It was amazing.
I've known Brandon since he had his original well house. Yeah. And to see what he's created, his empire that he's created, now he's got a high-level
walk-ons. I think there's like 240 of them across the country now.
Congrats to Brandon, man. He's crushing it. Well, after that, you know what just happened? You can't get a table at any walk-ons in the country right now. We just said that.
That was Supper Club there. That was so good. The Nuts Bus is real. We got a bunch of shirtless kids here rocking it as well. Smart kid.
Yeah, he is. Hey, it's worth the shot, my man.
Sorry, Mr. Skeens.
I know Mr. Skeens may come high and tight in there. That kid makes a move. Hey, Garrett Nussmeier has never seen a throw he doesn't believe he can make. That is because there just aren't many throws that exist that Garrett Nussmeier can't make. LSU offensive coordinator Joe Sloan says that when it comes to understanding the offense, understanding concepts, knowing the coverages he sees, absolutely fantastic, top of the class. But this will be just his 10th start, as we talked about a little earlier. Every now and then, that air of invincibility that he cares about his arm can get him in a little bit of trouble. Avoiding those pratfalls will be big tonight against the Tide.
It's time to cut it loose. You control the moment. This is our house.
This defense is solid and sound everywhere.
You always will want to try to make a team one-dimensional. As much as you focus on the pass, you got to do a good job of making sure that we take care of the run.
I think it's the first time we've seen a defense that has no apparent weaknesses.
Taking the ball away would be huge.
It's intercepted, picked off by Damani Jackson.
Alabama secondary against LSU's wide receivers. That's where this game might be won and lost.
Nussmeier, he does a great job of getting the ball to their playmakers.
Throughout the entire receiver room, guys have just made very clutch plays.
Nussmeier goes back shoulder, touchdown, and LSU wins.
We're just going to have to win our one-on-one battle.
As a competitor, this is what you live for. You want to see two teams go at it.
We see this year, the Alabama defense, though it has, the overall third down numbers are fine. But in the clutch, some of the bigger games, they've struggled to get off the field with third and fourth down, and LSU has not struggled to stay on the field on third down. That figures to be a really big deal tonight, as is the Alabama secondary trying to match up with the LSU receivers if the Tide can't get a pass rush.
I tell you what, LSU, they got some weapons out there. And it was on display in the Ole Miss game. They were fighting in the fourth quarter, had to get a touchdown to tie it up in overtime. Let me show you how the weapons came to the surface. Man, it was a hell of a game. Let's start with the tight end, Mason Taylor, son of Jason Taylor, Hall of Fame. He's right there at the top. Now, he's in the slot position right now. Once the motion goes outside, he's going to be matched up with a pretty nifty DB who's 6'1", 185 pounds. What I like about Jason, he's not on his people. A guy 6'5". Watch how he attacks the technique of the DB just enough so he can cross his face. That was 4th and 6. Big play. Aaron Anderson, about 5'8", 187 pounds. They're going to motion outside him. He's in the slot right now. I love watching this young man play. When they motion him to the outside, Aaron's like, okay, the whole middle of the field is open. He snaps it off. This was the touchdown to send the game into overtime against Ole Miss. And here's the game winner. I spoke to the coaches. They said Kyron Lacey came to the sideline. I said, Coach, get me the one-on-one matchup. I'll end this game. They put him in motion. They got the one-on-one matchup. He's going to run a double move. Watch that double stutter, but then he doesn't commit to the goal because it's a back shoulder throw. He kept the defensive back in front of him for that back shoulder throw. Excellent play, excellent catch. I love the weapons that Nussmeier have. These guys are going to step up big tonight against Alabama.
Certainly, and with Nussmeier and those weapons, I think their run rate is like 130th in the country. You're talking about throwing the ball all over the place. So then you immediately have to ask, can Alabama stop a high-powered passing offense? Well, let's go back to the Mizzou game, shall we? We got some tape here on how this defense was able to rally against it, a very very elite wide receiver. Now, quick alley screen here to the right, but watch how the team has relentless pursuit. Look how many people are around the ball right there. That's buy-in. That's how you've got to stop big-time plays, especially in the pass game. That's supposed to be an extension of the run game. Then, easiest way to affect the passer is to put pressure on the quarterback. Obviously, he had some time to potentially put it into a spot, but the D-line presses the pocket, force him outside. He can't get back to the read, and then what? It's a no play. Could have been a touchdown. Instead, no play because the D-line's able to get there.
34's playing. He's playing well.
Very well. And you're talking about help over the top. You understand that Luther Burton's going to potentially be able to go, just like Lacey would be able to go, and Mason Taylor. They got eyes on the ball, and they got ball hawks in the back. Now, they're able to do that against Mizzou, and they're number 5 in takeaways, 12 on third down, 27th on red zone. So they're good defense, but they're going to have to shut down this passing offense, which is obviously easier said than done.
I don't think there's any question about that, but I think the key to this game is the resiliency that Alabama can show as a team. You know, when we came in here when Tua was playing quarterback, we went right down the field like shit through a tin horn. We get down there in the student section, man, and we get 4 straight false starts that take us right out of field goal range.
Yep.
But the key to the drill was it never affected anybody.
Right.
You know, you hate to get the penalties, but you can't be affected. You know, Alabama was affected at Tennessee when they had snap count problems early. I think it affected them. They cannot get affected by that type of thing and how they play this game. You've got to create momentum to keep the crowd out of the game, and that comes from consistency and playing play in and play out.
You know, you've used that tin horn thing there for a couple of years, and I've always wanted to ask you
what it means, and I can't explain what it means.
No, I think we understand.
It sounds
I think we
great.
understand. I think what you said is that thing's running. I think there's no resistance.
It just goes right through.
Yeah, just like Tua and you guys, right
Is that
down
a
there.
West Virginia saying, or is that a?
I don't think I've ever heard shit through a tin horn.
I don't know why you would put that in a tin horn. That's what has me confused.
I wondered if the tin horn was for that because he says it. You know. By the way, one thing about the actual game for me, be calling this game tonight.
The actual game, or?
From the tin horn to the game.
Okay, sweet.
Fowler and I and Holly Rowe call this game tonight on ABC, and we're fired up to be able to present that. Jalen Milroe handling the atmosphere, the operation. Forget the XOs, the operation. Last year under coach, they went to A&M, like 9 false starts. Earlier this year in Knoxville, crowd definitely had a factor early in this game. What can Kalen DeBoer do early in the game with this and that atmosphere to try to not make that be a factor in deciding the outcome?
I don't think they're going to show up tonight. I don't think these people are going to show up tonight. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. That's pretty awesome.
DeBoer's been here before as an assistant at Eastern Michigan. He says it's going to be a little bit different tonight. just a little bit different here. Alabama LSU tonight in prime time. We'll have more here from the players in that game coming up in just a minute. But top of the hour on ABC, Quinn Ewers, Texas against Florida as DoorDash counts us down to kickoff.
Yeah, an opportunity again. I said this earlier. It's not just about Florida. By the way, Florida played really well last week against Georgia and Carson Beck. 3 interceptions. To me today, it's about just getting Sark to just look at this as an opportunity to continue to get better. It'll be a challenge.
You know, I love both these guys. They both did a great job for me. Billy's done an outstanding job at Florida keeping that team together in some real difficult circumstances.
Yeah.
And Sark is one of the best play callers in the country. He does a great job with the offensive team, and I think a great leader and has established a better culture at Texas.
Des, how about this?
DJ Lagway, I'm still curious. He's moving up. I want to see if he's going to actually get out there and play. It may just be playing a little mind game with the opponent. You know?
And if not, Aiden Warner, the transfer from Yale, get his first career start.
Hey, remember, Lagway's a Texas kid, too.
Yeah.
He desperately wants to play in this game. If he can, he's going to try to. DoorDash, Saturday Superdogs. Hey, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. There should be some type of investigation into why you guys are getting so many points with Vanderbilt.
It's ridiculous. Like Pat last year with West Virginia.
No, but I mean, why are the odds makers giving them like 42 points every game?
They're very kind.
That's a price. Look at you.
Yeah, I just, if you can't beat them, join them.
All right, let's do a quick run for LCU Superdog today.
High school gets 26.5 for kids by the
Oh, boy.
Hail Mary, full of grace. I'm praying for those to inspire defense, kick field goals, and shock the world like NIU did earlier this season.
Nose upset Irish.
Hey, I tell you, Florida State's coming. I'm going to go with Vandy.
Oh, what a surprise.
Nick Saban's going with Vandy. We're getting 6.5 today against South Carolina.
West Virginia, obviously.
That's got Oklahoma
Gamecocks
State
to come through there. We are projecting greatness. I'm going to, who we got here? All right, Reese.
Oklahoma State.
You got Oklahoma State? I'm going Louisiana Monroe against Texas State. I'm staying in the great state of Louisiana. Wheels Up gets our celebrity guest picker here each and every week, and Jeff Sims standing by.
So I'm here with LSU's power couple and national champions in gymnastics and baseball, Livy and Paul. Thank you both so much for being here. Now, Livy, what's it like competing at the highest level with fans like Tiger Nation having your back?
LSU has the best fan base in the country. They are loud, they're rowdy, and they're loyal. So to be able to compete in front of Tiger fans is the biggest blessing in my life.
Heavy on loud, and yes, I agree on the blessing. It's an absolute special being here. Now, Paul, you guys are celebrity guest pickers. Did you agree on every single one of your picks, or was there a little, question?
Not initially. Looked at some film, studied some teams that we haven't watched in the past necessarily, but got to a consensus, and we're feeling good about our picks.
Well, you got the film room. Well, the guys are ready for you.
We got the film
room.
room.
You got this. Best of luck. Thanks again, y'all.
Thank you.
Get your holidays delivered at the speed you need, only from the Home Depot.
A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Delicioussment.
We topped off the new Sonic Smasher you love with our creamy queso. With hand-smashed patties made to order, it's a cheesy love letter to your taste buds, and they're about to get real emotional. The new Double Sonic Queso Smasher, part of our Smasher lineup.
Coach Gecko.
Coach T. Laura, Dan. I didn't realize the media would be here.
Oh, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects and 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's true. True. Smells like insurance. Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
Meet Ron. Ron eats, sleeps, and breathes hoops. But oh, how he can nail a software solution. You need Ron. Ron needs a retirement plan. Work with principals so we can help you with a plan that's right for Ron. Let our expertise round out yours.
You destroy me, you destroy yourself.
Unlike you, I keep my promises.
Don't miss the epic return of Yellowstone, premiering tomorrow at 8, only on Paramount Network.
Drawing the most flavor out of something is a nuanced process. And if that doesn't work, deep fry it until it tastes delicious. Arby's, we have the meat.
With Chase Freedom Unlimited, every expression is rewarded. How do you cash back?
That happens a lot, but SafeLight could have helped. So don't let that little chip spoil your trip.
SafeLight Repair, SafeLight Replace. New Aveeno Daily Moisturizing Cream instantly strengthens skin's moisture barrier.
Happy birthday, Marty. Oh, no, you don't. Let me get this.
Thanks. You're too kind.
I've heard that.
Unlimited 2% cash back. The Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card.
It's me, the Green Goblin. Clogs like hair are really gross, but to me, they're a downright delicacy. When you pour my Drain Clog Dissolver on clogs, I start eating and keep eating until your pipes start flowing again. Let the gobbler get it.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment. Dave's back on. Coors Light. Choose chill.
College Game Day is built by the Home Depot. How doers get more done. And in part by Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly.
The celebrity picker standing so far. Miss Terry led the way for March up the season, but all of a sudden, he's trying to hold up, maybe finish in second. That's pretty good. Still a little bit behind Kyle Schwarber, the Philly Slugger. So now we're going to find out today, I guess, if good pitching really beats good hitting now, aren't we? Forbes going 8-1 when
That's good.
he was wearing a batting helmet the entire time he made the picks, too.
I think the batting helmet helps.
Our pitchers this week, the greatest couple for LSU going right now, Livy Dunn, the tremendous gymnast, Paul Skeens, both won national championships at LSU. And now, you know what we've got for you guys? Look at that. Look what we got. Oh, come on, flyover.
Flyover. That's air power right there. That's American air power.
I love it. I love it.
Hey, those might have been piloted by Garrett Nussmeier. Air power going tonight. Course Night Saturday selections. Let's start with Miami and Georgia Tech. And this news coming in. Thamel telling us Haynes King starting for the Yellow Jackets.
That flyover was a reminder for me about Veterans Day. My brother was in the Air Force, so special shout out to my brother Jonathan. This game a year ago was a game that derailed Miami's season. I'm going to have to go to Canes, though, because they're not going to stop Cam Ward.
Yeah, I got to go with Miami. I think Miami's offense is a bad matchup for Georgia Tech's defense.
I think Miami wins, but not by more than 8.5.
I think Miami because they have a great offense and they're undefeated.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm taking my lead. She's taking it.
Smart coach. Whatever she says. I'm going with Miami, but I'm with Pat. You said it's going to be a little closer.
Yeah.
If Haynes King plays for 4 quarters, it's a shootout type of game. But give me Miami there.
Oh no.
That number's down to 8.5. It was up to 11. So somebody knew Haynes was starting. Clemson on the road at Virginia Tech.
Clemson's got a 6-game winning streak against the Hokies. It goes to 7 today. I'm going Clemson.
I think Clemson bounces back after a disappointing performance with Louisville last week.
Yeah, I think that Louisville game scared me a little bit. And at the beginning of the season, I love these Hokies. Give me Virginia Tech. Made a big win at home.
Wow.
For Clemson.
Yeah, I mean, Enter Sandman is one of the best, traditions in college football. Not as good as calling Baton Rouge. I do think it's going to be Clemson. I know it's at Virginia Tech, but I got Clemson.
All right. Very good pick. I'm taking what he's making.
There's been a run for Virginia Tech that when they run onto the field, they're Enter Sandman. That's like the highlight of the game there for the local folks. Not today. I'm with Pat. Virginia Tech, I think, upsets Clemson.
Wow. At 3:30 on ESPN. Michigan is 62-10 against Indiana all time. This is a helmet game for the Hoosiers. Can they come through and stay unbeaten?
Listen, Indiana's having a fantastic season. Michigan's not, but there's one thing we always try to do. We try not to have all the emblems at the bottom the same.
No.
So I'm going to take one for the team. I'm a team guy that way.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and pick Michigan just so we don't have all Indiana across the bottom.
That might be worse on social media. Depending on the result.
I got to use
I'm a team guy. I'm a team player.
Not so fast. It really is hard to pick Indiana over Michigan based on history and mindset.
62.
But I think Indiana's having one of those years. I'm going to pick Indiana.
First time Indiana has been favored against Michigan since stats started becoming stats. Since they documented, recorded things, Indiana has not been favored over Michigan. How fast did you throw your fastball this year?
I think 102.
On the paint. That's what Signetti does. Give me Indiana, 102 on the tape. Big win for IU over Michigan.
I think I gotta go with Indiana. They're undefeated, so I'm gonna go with them.
Hit me, man, Reese. How many times has Indiana beaten Michigan?
10.
10? Not me. I'm 0-30.
So you're going
Indiana.
It's a graphic. I'm trying to help the
Will
graphic.
Johnson's not playing.
I know, I know.
You're still going with Michigan.
Well, I'm just trying to be a team guy.
No, but you're
trying to save the graphic.
But after the game, when this all says eyes, and if Indiana wins, that's not going to look good for you.
Indiana wins. Not only win, they crush them.
Oh, that's
They're having that type of season.
Yeah, I got Indiana.
Army should get quarterback Bryson Daly back, but North Texas is by a mile the best offense they've played.
Yeah.
Who wins the game?
I'm going to Army. Like I said, out of Veterans Day, got to go Army.
I'm going with Army. I think when you keep the ball away from the other team like they do, It doesn't matter. And they got a good defense, so I'm Army all the way.
I don't know if those are F-16s, F-18s, whatever they were. I'm happy they're on our side, just like I'm happy the Army is as well. For America, Army beats ass today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an Air Force guy, but today Army is America's team. I got them over North Texas.
All right.
There we go. There we go.
Honorable.
Army has its highest ranking in 64 years. Highest ranking they've had in 64 years. Army.
And the quarterback Daly's back, and their defense, because they don't provide a lot of possessions, they've only allowed 11 points a game. So I think that combination of Daly and that defense, they just keep this thing going. Monken's doing a great job.
Everybody's going to be watching this one for some unusual reasons. South Carolina, Vanderbilt.
Yeah, there's a lot to like about Vanderbilt. Clark Lee's doing an outstanding job. Diego Pavia at the quarterback position. They're gritty. But they're also somebody's like super dog. So go Gamecocks. I got South Carolina.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, South Carolina's played a little up and down this year, and they played great at home. And I tell you, this Vanderbilt team just keeps surprising everybody. So I'm going with Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt getting points at home is wild to think about, but this South Carolina team, you look at their last month, they've been playing some very, very good ball. This crowd's chant, "We want Vandy." They've kind of taken the place of Bama. Sorry about it, Nick, but in this entire thing, I'll take South Carolina. Give me the Cox to beat Vandy today. The Cox are going to beat Vandy today.
Ooh, someone once said that Vanderbilt was the easiest place to play in the SEC, but not today. I'm going with Vanderbilt.
South Carolina, my coach of the SEC, coach of the year is Coach Reamer. He's a good coach. Coach Reamer. Shane wins in there.
Shane's doing a heck of a job. Can he get his team back after such an emotional win? Kyle Kennard and Dylan Stewart, the guys on the edge of that front from South Carolina. Close game because I picked them as my super dog, but I think Vandy ends up winning close.
Diego Pavia, this just broke this morning, is suing the NCAA for additional eligibility because of behalf of junior college players. Let's go fairly quickly here. Colorado at Texas Tech.
Too much Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter. I'm going Buffalo.
I'm all the way with Colorado. I'm not going against my man anymore this year.
All right, learned your lesson. That's a good coach. You evolve in this entire thing. Texas Tech's defense is not ready for what Shedeur's about to bring. Give me the Colorado Buffaloes.
Yeah, Colorado has some great Heisman candidates, and my NIL buddies go there, so I'm going with Colorado.
Nice. NIL buddies.
Not so fast. Finally, I got you. Not so fast. Colorado. Texas Tech wins in Lubbock. That's why they don't win that game.
Lubbock and Taj Brooks. I'm going with Colorado, Shedeur Sanders, and definitely the receiver. Texas Tech struggled all year to defend the pass.
Oh,
you're the only guy.
Yeah, Coach, we appreciate that.
How about BYU, Utah? I like the way BYU plays. I think, they're a very disciplined team. Don't get a lot of penalties. I'm going BYU. They stay undefeated.
I like BYU. I just think Utah's issues on offense are going to be too much to overcome.
The Holy War is huge, obviously, out there in the state of Utah, and they've been quaking all night thinking about this one. And Utah season hasn't gone the way they wanted it to, and I think that continues today. I think BYU goes in there and is dancing all over the place.
I agree. I think BYU, like you said, the Holy War. I didn't know it was called that until I did my homework. Before these picks, I did a lot of homework. So,
Hell yeah.
But I got BYU.
I'm going with him. He did his homework. I'm going with BYU too.
I'm going with the Utah team that started the year 4-0. They've lost 4 in a row. They're 4-4. It can save their season. This is what college football is all about. Rivalry type of game, saving your season. Utah at home.
Yeah.
Pulls off the upset.
Oh, is this the first homework you've done at LSU?
It's been a while.
When you throw 103, Georgia and Ole Miss this afternoon.
I think this game is going to come down to Ole Miss's defense. They're going to create some turnovers, and I think that they're going to upset Georgia. I got Lane Kiffin and the boys.
I think this is going to be a really great game and a great matchup, but I think Georgia's defense is going to be able to affect Jackson Dart.
What's that coming down the track? Georgia Bulldogs going into Ole Miss, and to your point, we saw the Jackson Dart highlights last week.
Yeah.
That front seven, I don't think he's going to let that cook. Give me the Georgia Bulldogs over Ole Miss.
Yeah, I got Georgia. It's the Georgia freaking Bulldogs. So I don't care that it's at Ole Miss. I got Georgia.
Ole Miss upsets Georgia,
That's his
number
upset.
3.
My God, there you go. Good pick, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, Ole Miss was humiliated last year when they went to Athens, so they're going to be incredibly motivated. I just think what we've learned from Georgia is when they show up and they're questioned or doubted, they play their best. Their defense is the difference in the game today.
And now the game they're all waiting for here. We've broken it down every way you can. This rivalry is a bus-blocking, bird-flipping, hat-eating, grass make their ass quit jambalaya of passion on a Saturday night in Death Valley with Alabama and LSU.
Great rivals playing in November in a game that means a lot.
Great teams facing off against each other with great emotion on both sides.
I chose to do this. I chose to be violent. I'm a modern-day warrior, built to last.
I think a lot's at stake. I'm birthed in the college football playoff, bragging like everything we're playing for. We know this one's going to be on another level.
Who doesn't want to come to LSU for this game right here? I could go right now. I'm ready right now.
Alabama versus LSU with the season on the line. It really doesn't get any bigger than that.
As another LSU coach once said, it's the time for the LSU Tigers to go to war.
To win the game? I'll tell you what, I spoke to several players from both teams who used to play there, like Mark Ingram from Alabama. He said, roll tide, they're going to take care of LSU in Baton Rouge. But then I got on the phone with Jaden Daniels, and Jaden said the 2022 game was his favorite college football game when they beat Alabama. Go Tigers, I'm going LSU.
This is the most difficult thing for me because getting a very welcome homecoming back here in LSU, having won a championship at LSU. But the biggest difference for me is I can't really root against all the players that we recruited that are still playing for Alabama. So I got to go with Alabama.
I'm sandwiched here between 3 LSU national champions. And, you know, I love that Roll Tide community up there in Alabama. They've been very kind to me. I've had great, what's that stuff called? Oika? What's the southern food up there in Alabama?
Okra.
Oh, there it is. That was fantastic. I love Miss Terry. I love everything going on down there at Dixieland Delight. What a song. I do love that.
Chuck's is good, 5. A lot going on there.
Last night I had some boudin and I had some gumbo and I heard that if you say, hey, they'll say in 2024, and they'll be like 4 years old, and they'll be 85 years old, and they're saying that. And all week, I couldn't wait to do this. Operator, won't you put me on through? I love that. I'm calling Baton Rouge, Louisiana State University. Sorry, Nick. I love this Tigers team. I love gumbo, Paul. I love gumbo.
Change your life.
It absolutely will.
I mean, a night game in Death Valley, there's only one right answer, and it's LSU.
LC, Coach calling the game, no pick.
My pick this week has been real easy. Play my favorite song.
Oh.
The Tigers have won 14 straight in Tiger Stadium. Make it 15. Oh, that's there. Hey, give me my real favorite song. Go ahead, go.
Here you go, LC.
How many Tigers can one show have? We have Mike, we had Stuff Mike, we got LC, we got Full Mike coming to the field tonight. What a morning in Baton Rouge. LC going to the line. You Bengals, enjoy your day of college football as we say so long. We're calling goodbye to Baton Rouge.
You're watching Veterans Week coverage on ESPN, brought to you by USAA.
Welcome to ESPN College Football presented by Tyson Brand. You're watching the ACC on ESPN.
Well, in Baton Rouge, we've got two bubble teams trying to stay alive in the college football playoff race. But here in Atlanta, we've got a team that controls their destiny. The Ramblin' Wreck are going to host the Canes. Bob Wischusen alongside Lewis Riddick. Chris Budden is with us as well. Georgia Tech, Miami, and for the U, Lou, it is all out there in front of them. They've got the best player arguably in college football, and they right now are number 4 in these brand new college football playoff standings.
Yeah, and that best player is Cam Ward now. I mean, he is the leader in the FBS in terms of touchdown passes. He is number 2 in touchdown yards, and he's the conductor. He's the conductor of the most explosive offense in college football, whether you're talking about scoring, you're talking about total yards, you're talking about passing yards. He can do it all. And it's about the style in which he does it. Just take a good look at him here today when he's on this football field. He never looks stressed. He looks like he's just playing in his backyard, and that's exactly what the coaches want him to play like. They want him to play loose, want him to play free. He's the unquestioned leader. He is the alpha. He is in control of this football team on the football field, and he'll need to be at his best today.
Miami began the season as the preseason number 19 in both polls. Well, the last time they started 10-0 was back in 2017. They haven't been 11-0 since back in 2002 when they finished as the national runners-up. Now they're number 4. And the committee made their voices heard for the first time on Tuesday night and stamped Miami as the number 4 team in America. For Mario Cristobal.
There's no question. They're awful strong. They're strong on the front line, both offensively and defensively. They've shown you over the past 2 weeks they can run the football over 200-plus yards rushing in both games in the past 2 weeks. And we already know about Cam Ward. Defensively, they can rush the passer. A little banged up in the secondary, but this is a complete football team.